always listen very attentively to my honourable friend. He posits the dilemma, I think, absolutely correctly, and this is a finely balanced judgment of risk. The problem I have is that I cannot countenance an even longer extension, and I cannot countenance holding European elections in May. And the third implication is that a duly constituted third meaningful vote under Section 13 will have to return to this House for a vote, presumably under second reading vote on the Withdrawal and Implementation Bill. That will buy the government a little more time and a little more room for manoeuvre. In my view, the government should use that time to revert to the EU and seek an exchange of letters that can provide the legally binding changes to give effect to the Brady Amendment. Well, I hear some honourable members on that side looking in rather disbelief, and I listened very carefully to the honourable lady when she spoke to this. Why is it that the EU's position is treated as immutable and unmovable, but the UK is always expected? And I say to the House, I won't because of the time, and I say to the House that it is succumbing to that mindset which is precisely what led us to this predicament in the first place. At the same time, Mr. Speaker, the risk of a WTO departure is growing because of the position of the EU as well as what we do in this House. And I believe that with the EU, not just on aviation, not just on lorries, where progress has been made, we should continue to collaborate to mitigate the risk to jobs, to livelihoods, to businesses which arise on both sides. That is the responsible thing for all sides to do, and I hope that the government is engaged in that. Of course, if the EU itself rejects all of these offers and overtures, it must take its responsibility for the consequences of its political intransigence in what follows. On that basis, Mr. Speaker, I will vote for the motion. I will do so without prejudice to my position on the Section 13 meaningful vote to achieve two essential outcomes: stave off a longer extension and prevent European elections in May, and I hope the government can more vigorously pursue the reassurance we need on the withdrawal agreement and the political declaration to make the deal more acceptable to this House.
Liz Kendall.